Hi everyone, welcome to today's game of Dice and Dynamics, our Grave of Consternation. We are a live play of the module Tomb Annihilation released in 2017. I am your DM, friend, part-time lover, and also legal consultant Fish. Joining us here today are my cast and crew of friends who have to deal with me, Sam,
Hello.
Jason, Mark, and the effervescent, magnanimous, gorgeous, and stunning Muty, who I have no personal relationship or bias towards. Our
Never.
relationship is purely a coincidence. The group, for a brief recap, has touched down in Kirsabal, an isolated monastery deep in the Chulten jungle, where a group of Aarakocra dedicated to the god Upteu have pledged their lives in service to the protection of the Omuan royal family, which has been woefully reduced to the stubborn princess Marjonari Koshkal and her younger brother, the mute Na Kuali. The group is on their second day. They are awaiting the arrival of Artis Simber, an adventurer who has ties to Raz Nasi, the group's only lead towards the death curse and some of the more unfortunate happenings in Chulten history. We pick up with the adventurers a little bit after dinner has begun. It's held a bit earlier than it usually is. One of the Aarakocra explained that with the teacher Ashara's death imminent, they are planning to eat and have a nightly fast right before her funeral preparations. The group, as always, is seated at the head of the table by the prince and princess. Food is more meaty than it has been in the past. Heavy focus on bone broths and roasted meats, kebabs. Definitely a treat compared to their 40-ish days of travel and the food they've just had before. What are you guys talking about?
Cole is currently in heaven and is enjoying the hell out of all the meats that he's been given.
Soul also looks very content to eat a meat that isn't jerky.
Same.
Jet looks like he has a weight off of his shoulder more than he ever has since everybody's met them.
Aww.
Okay, thank you for the
I'm proud of
for the
him.
resubscription.
Meow, baby.
Cole asked, so did you all come up with questions that you wanted to ask Arthas already?
I mean, he seems to know his way around Chult better than we do, so perhaps asking him about our current options for places to go might not be a bad idea.
Oh, I have one. Why is this Jota trying to steal my man?
That's... Excuse me, Jet?
Oh!
Jet, we have no proof that she's actually trying to do that.
Yeah, of course, no proof at all, you know.
Is something happening between...
Nope, nothing.
Oh, well.
Jet will stuff his mouth full of food so he can't talk.
All the whiz saves he made last session are forfeit.
Koshkal is going to lean in, eavesdropping on the conversation that's happening a foot in front of her. Brother Jet, I didn't know you had a boyfriend.
You never asked.
See, I just didn't think about asking.
Wait. Are you trying to... You know...
I'm not trying to say anything. I think I'm being very clear with what I'm saying, Jet.
No, actually you're not, because it's really confusing why it's your business.
Well, it's my business because you're talking about it in front of me.
She does have a point there, Jets.
Whose side are you on?
I never said I was on yours on this particular case.
Oh, so you're on her side. Got it. So?
No, I'm just happy for you.
Insight.
Just go ahead, Crush, and she feels bad now.
Okay, 1 second.
I hear clicks more than one.
Shit.
Also, I
Did
think
Jet
I
roll for Coast Guard? No, he didn't. Never mind.
I'm gonna use my tiny dice for Koshko's tiny ego.
Tiny?
It's tiny?
I thought you were going to say tiny.
Fish,
art.
where's the one that's like a furniture size? I feel that's more accurate.
Yeah, you
The
need
one
one
that's
that's
the
like
size of my hand.
Like a
Yes.
lamp. No, a size of a lamp.
one of the like D20s that's like a pillow but acting like a stuffed pillow.
It's a little hard to get a bead on Koshko, but on one hand, she actually does genuinely seem really happy for you. On the other hand, she really wants to be mean to you, and she's getting some grim satisfaction from,
My untrusting.
yeah, bickering back and forth with you.
Thank you. Then Jet will go back to his food.
So, did you have any questions, Princess?
How's the chickens? The chickens.
Oh, for artists?
No, just in general, since you are listening to our conversation.
No, I think I'll have all of my questions answered in due time.
That's fair.
Do you... I do actually have some questions. Koshak, the Arakakra informed me that they revised over your notes. They think it's going to take maybe 5 days of work to get your plan implemented, but we still have to build the fencing and the gating and the netting, which might take more time, but they're confident that they can do that by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always willing to lend an extra hand, especially if we're going to be here for a few days.
Right. Another question.
Oh, wait, what was your question about the last one?
What last one?
The last thing you brought up, you gave me a premise, but you did not actually ask the question.
Did you not mean to say it was a question?
Continue.
Very well. And she'll kind of gesture broadly in Duvanith's direction. To Anish. And then she'll look again vaguely in your direction.
Yes, princess.
Will you, if your group is staying here longer, she'll take a second to gather herself. Will you teach me as much as you can about working with silver?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think she heard that. What?
Jet.
Yes, I couldn't hear it either, so I assumed Duwanith couldn't hear it.
Sister Tuana has ears that she uses to hear things. I am very confident in our friend's ability to hear and understand things.
Yes, but as a princess, I would assume you would want someone to notify you when you're not speaking out as a princess should, enunciating words instead of mumbling. So I was just trying to be helpful just as much as you helped me.
Thank you so much, Jet. I really appreciate how much you're looking out for me, especially as a sovereign. I am going to take your help into deep and careful consideration. Excuse
Of
me.
course.
Let me address our friend more eloquently. Fuck. Excuse me. Sister Tuvanish.
She'll take her utensils and put them down. Yes, Your Majesty.
You have more skill with smithing than anybody here in the monastery has, and the time that you're going to be spending here will... Will you please teach me as much as you can about working with metal, especially silver? In return, I will help you in the forge.
I can try my best, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Was that up to your standards, Jet?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a princess. You could ask the teacher. I heard she has been very much helpful with you being a princess and all of how to do princess things.
Oh, would you look at that? I have to go get ready to sit in quiet contemplation. I'll catch you guys back at the monastery.
Close call question. Maybe of assistance?
Yes.
She was only asking for directives from the Queen, unfortunately. I tried. It didn't work.
No, it was a good attempt.
Mark's confused, what?
Well, I did ask up to his standards, not to my standards as a princess. So, therefore, his rebuke, not being a princess,
Well,
would not stand.
Forgive me, Princess Cusco. I don't believe you are caught up on
Oh, I get it now.
As Jet's a queen.
on Sword Coast gay slang.
What's gay?
I'm gonna go. Have a good one.
A man and a woman love each other very much.
All right, it's time for me to go. I will be up in the garden or in the workspace helping the other Aarakocra. I will see you later, princess, and report to you our progress.
It's just not that. It's like, you know how Jet has a boyfriend
Yes.
and I have a husband?
I didn't know that, actually.
Oh, well, I have a husband.
Congratulations.
He's lovely. You would probably try to kill each other.
Okay.
That's gay. The idea of, like, being attracted to someone of your same gender, more or less.
No, can I borrow your notebook? Okay, great. Thank you. What is gender? What is gay? I'll just ask Artis when he gets back. He's usually the person I ask about this.
Also, Na has gotten a flower crown for this morning's breakfast.
He's wearing it happily and proudly. He has not taken it off.
Also, for the question about what is gender, a construct.
Right. Okay.
Like a Warforged?
Like, okay, oh shoot, I dropped my pen. Okay, let me just. Okay, construct. Okay, thank you, Soldago. You're dismissed. Unless you want to keep eating.
I would like to keep eating, actually. I'm not quite done with my soup.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna steal off of their plates or not here.
Yes, I'm surprised they left so soon.
Yeah.
There's no meat left on Cole's plate. It's just the bone broth.
What do you, pretty soon you'll be dismissed from lunch, Solidago, and the rest of the day is up to you guys.
Was
Nothing
it...
of the... What?
Oh, sorry, I thought it was dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it's at like 5.
Oh, right.
Like the sun hasn't set yet.
Okay.
You guys walk out and it's like...
Okay, cool. Good to know. But yeah, so we'll go and do something.
Yeah, if there isn't any specific things or chores that Devonic needs to be doing, she will go back to the forge and continue working on silvering whatever daggers/weapons we can as the primary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So would be assisting her in that. If
Okay.
Devon would like him to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is just a more meta explanation of what's on the haps. So what we're looking at is for you guys to silver your weapons. Raw, it's I think 20 in-game days and 100 gold per weapon and 20 arrows. However, I am completely willing to work with that and say that you guys can silver all of the weapons you like at 20 days. But that's going to be 20 days of downtime at Kirsabal, and that's all Javoneth can do for those 20 downtime days.
Oh, geez, that's not worth it. I didn't realize that there was a day. I thought it was just money. Fuck.
Yeah. I don't think I'm willing to spend 20 days in Kirsabal.
No.
And I will say this, though, because I know that is hefty, and against lowering the DM screen, there's a good chance that you guys aren't going to finish this campaign with magic weapons. And you are now hitting the stride in the campaign where the enemies you guys are fighting are going to have resistances to non-magical weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was
Jed has help for that. Jed can do something.
Yeah, and Cole hits me with flame arrows.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But the first attack of mine would be any sort of magical, and it would only be like a d6 of magic.
I got.
I think that this is a we'll have to think on it situation.
Yeah.
Thank you to whoever gave us
I just wanted
100
to
bits.
put that down there.
Appreciate you. What?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was a day restriction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sort of sucks a lot. Is like, what if we only like kept it to like the daggers and the 20 arrows for Duvalnith? Like, and not did like any big weapons?
It would still be, because again, 20 day it rolls as what in 20 days for like one weapon or 20 arrows. So I'm kind of
You're already
bending. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if Cole is willing to use concentration for the arrows, Jet's willing to use concentration to give Soul a magic weapon, like to make it magical.
I mean,
flame arrows doesn't take concentration. He just boops. the
Okay, so
quiver
then.
and-
That's a waste of your. Don't do that.
Yes, but the thing is, you gotta understand at this point, Soul is the damage person. Like, Soul has to be a tank to do stuff. Jet can hold his stuff to be a healer and stay back.
No, like Spirit Guardians is the damaging thing because we keep.
Yeah.
And I
Horde
can.
on-
That's fine. I can. Well, the thing is, the Horde. I have also the Divinity. I have 2 of them. I can do it again.
But we're also getting into higher level. We're also getting into higher level things where that's not going to be as helpful.
No, but the magic weapon where you can bypass that magical resistance is. I have.
But we're saying. We are saying
It's a
that Spirit
situational-
Guardians is more important than that, and
Yeah. I view it as a situational thing. Like, if we're fighting one large monster, we might want to, drop magic weapons on the martial characters. But, like, the situations we've been dealing with have all been horde situations, and it's just. And
Yeah,
it's
I'll wait for a situation, but I'm saying, like, Jet has that available, so in case something big and bad comes up, Jet has things covered.
Okay. Yeah.
Just don't run away when Jet's trying to do it, that's all.
Alright. Cool.
I guess I can also promise as a DM, your guys aren't necessarily going to be punished for taking 20 days of rest.
well, but we kind of are. Like, not our characters, but
So, here's a concept. What if we just take the hunks of silver and we just use them as bludgeoning implements? Problem
Just
Magic pebble,
slingshots?
but with silver ingots.
Just slingshots.
actually, let me double check the thing.
And you just take Tavern Brawler and then you're proficient with it. Bam, done.
There you go. Know what you do? You melt it down and make brass knuckles.
Yeah.
You guys like rolling up on the hag, like, what's up? Here's my giant sling. Like,
All right. Well, all that being said, the only other thing that I had wanted to do was go with Soul to sit with the monks.
Ooh.
And also, worst comes to worst, we just go quick run back to Port Yanzaru and beg Shago for that Makahito back.
Quick run? What?
There is no quick run back to
That's
Port
literally, you
Yanzaru.
might as well wait because it's probably going to be longer to
Yeah,
try
I
to
was
get
gonna say,
back.
we may as well do the 20
I
days
know.
silvering because it's gonna take 20 days to get there.
I too regret giving away the Makahito.
The Makahito that wasn't even yours.
Exactly. If Soul had been a worse person.
Javon's been like angsting over the bracers for like 20 sessions.
Yeah, but then Desmond had to go and say that there was like special like royalty like Makahito, and Soul felt bad.
As he should.
Exactly.
Okay. The 4 of you disperse to handle things you have to handle. You're not able to silver any weapons yet, but you're able to sort of get the foundation in place. Cool. You're up in the gardens. They are kind of carefully figuring out which seeds and strands and breeds and other stuff. One of the monks, Sister Effer, who just recently lost her mate, Nafir, is going to spend roughly 2 hours explaining her lifelong's work, which is identifying the sweetest strand of green bean. And you are presented with dried mottles, seeds that she's kept from every iteration. It's a whole thing.
He listens.
Jet, you are left in relative silence. After your stint sort of meditating, the other Aarakocra seem to have an almost air of respect for you, and a lot of them will not go out of their way to bother you, but to give you some sort of encouraging word or respectful nod of their head. They're reverence. They're treating you with some type of reverence.
Jen is very confused, but okay.
Jonathan Solidago, night has fallen and the temple is open for meditation. The both of you will be asked to full body cleanse yourself, and after that you'll be invited in to meditate together or separately, however you'd like.
So we'll defer to Duvaneth? Question mark.
However you want to do it. I'm new to this.
Well, I mean, I don't often meditate in random rooms, but maybe there will be a benefit if we meditate together.
Duaneth will nod and sort of shrug. Sure.
Very well. They will meditate together, please.
Awesome. Both of you roll me a D100.
Oh, wonderful.
Oops.
Okay. But yes.
Oh, thank God. I thought Fish had just, seen something horrible in our rolled D20 rolls.
I don't know if that's dad or if that's sister.
1 second.
Us?
Hi, Papa.
That's
Oh,
good.
it's Papa.
Papa!
Papa! Oh, since she ran away, thank you, Kate, for resubscribing. Oh, bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, Dad.
For resubscribing tier 2 for 7 months in a row. Jesus, Kate. And we did get a 100-bit donation from a random anonymous cheerer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, thank you, random Bitcoin.
Random bitter. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, cleric
really-
spells are ass until fucking 5th level. I'm so mad.
Yeah, 4th level sucks.
4th level's fucking terrible. I took nothing.
Yeah. That was early of him, Fish.
9:30? No, this is about his usual time. He's been going to bed late.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it felt like it's been 10 recently. 10:30.
Yeah.
The both of you spend the night in relative silence. Outside, the temple starts to get pelted with sideways rain, and you can hear the telltale crash and thunder of a tropical storm breezing in. And for the first time, it's dull and muted. You guys aren't in the tropical storm. It's just happening around you for the first
Disregard
time in a very long time. Do you guys fall asleep? How do you spend the night in contemplation?
Jet will turn.
Are you...
This is for Solidago and
Oh, my bad.
Jet shows up. Oh,
Sorry. Something.
Devoneth is just going to be quiet and sit there and really just enjoy the sound of being in a rainstorm, but being protected from that rainstorm. Sort of, even losing focus on the meditation aspect of it when it really starts to get really bad, just to sort of just listen to the rain.
Sort of expecting to fall asleep this time, as opposed to last time where he sort of sat in contemplation. He's now like sort of like lying down, like looking up at the roof. And he just lies there, listens to the rain, to Duval's breath near him, and just lets his breathing slow and take in the moment.
The moment stretches from a minute to an hour and then to several. The both of you will pass the night with no dreams, no visions, no divine aid or conference. Koshak and Jet, about what time do you guys go to bed? And about what time do you actually go to sleep?
Cole is going to... Hold on, myself. Cole is going to first go and bathe before he goes to bed. So it's probably going to be about, objectively, 10 p.m.
That he gets in bed?
Yes.
Okay. Jet.
Probably the same thing, because Jet would have like rushed to take a bath after running away from the gay talk. Because he knew everybody was still eating, so he probably rushed and tried to get in the bath, and then probably go to bed about the same time.
Ooh. Can you guys both roll me perception checks as the house you're in kind of starts to rise with noise?
Pass the fuck out.
Give me just a moment. Okay. 20.
Trying to figure out what's on the wall behind you, Muty.
Oh, so we've got the council right here. And there's also an array of fans, mirrors, and...
Nice.
19.
Oh, nice. Good.
Good, because
At least one of us, because Jet's passed
I was
out.
gonna say, Jet is just like knocked the fuck out.
Jet changed his like cloak to his baby blanket, and he is curled up and fucking comfortable right now.
He comfy.
Comfy.
Okay, this next bit is going to be determined entirely by if my cat sniffs the sword. It's actually Kopesh. Hee. Is this interesting? Aw, he's even rubbing up against it. Okay, great.
funny, right? Or whatever is successful for us.
Sure. It's more fish indulgence. Koshak, you're woken just a little bit. It's a little hard to tell, but it's in the thick of the storm when you're woken up. It's... Sorry. Yes. But the sound isn't anything out of place. You were just kind of... You know what I mean? You know? Like when you get up in a storm and it's like it's nothing new, it's just a storm.
Yeah.
What do you do?
So was he just awoken by the sheer fact that there was a storm going on outside?
Yeah.
So he's just gonna sit up for a moment. He's gonna sit up for a moment and just listen. And then he like lays back down and also looks at the ceiling while keeping the blanket close around him.
Cool. It's just as you've sort of lain back down in bed that the door to your room swings open with the absolute arrogance and confidence of someone who doesn't think there's anybody inside. Shadowed In the corridor is a broad-shouldered, shadowy silhouette that you recognize as Artisimber because you have dark vision, entirely ruining the setup to this. Artis is soaking wet. His many layered clothes are plastered to his body, and he's kind of stomping his boots, trying to get rid of mud. And he's just kind of like, oh, fuck, this is such a long flying thing. He has not noticed you.
I do hope you're not expecting me to warm your bed.
I think that. What are you doing in my room?
I was given this room by the princess. So, what are you doing in my room?
Every time I've stayed here, I've stayed in this room.
Well, you can put two and two together as to why the princess might have given me this room. Can he put two and two together? This is the real question.
No,
Can't believe you took a fucking artist.
I can't.
Well, then I suppose you just have to choose a different room.
But this is cool.
What, do you want to share?
No. I'll just go take the next one over. He'll take a step back and close the door, and you can hear him through the door go, Koshkal. Yes? You said the race tools weren't here. Oh! I must have forgotten. It's just been a whirlwind ever since my mother died. It's been really horrible. And then you'll hear her just go, yeah, I guess it has been hard for you, Coach Cole. I'm sorry. She'll go, yeah, it's been really hard. And you'll be able to go back to bed after that, if you so choose.
He does. He goes back to bed. He's like, he's waiting for what the morning will bring.
Okay.
So hard.
Fuck you! Damn it! She is bad.
Victor, are you gonna be okay?
Her dick joke got her laughing.
For like 5 weeks now.
Oh, was that not an intentional use of so hard? Damn. It felt really intentional.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got the 3 repeats. I was like,
It's so hard.
it's so hard.
By the way, Fish, you got an inspiration for bitch points.
See, at least I was good and got what Fish was trying to say. Or I cannot grab euphemisms.
1 second. I need them to
Roll for soulmates for.
I'm just afraid of where Artis is about to walk into next, okay?
Roll for soulmates, Artist and Cole. That would be hilarious.
No, Cusco.
I'm not gonna roll for a 160-year-old man and a 22-year-old girl.
Ages,
Yeah.
but never mind. Roll for so much. Oh. Oh.
That was really close.
That's 10 though, isn't it?
That's within 10. That's technically within 10.
That's within 10. Oh. Oh.
It doesn't count.
You know, Cole and Artis technically are both cold skinned. I'm just saying. What?
Anyways, so the rest of the night passes without much event.
I'm sorry. Stay back.
Do the 2 people in isolation, about what time do you guys return to the house, if you do?
Probably around breakfast time, so like 4.
Okay. Duvaneth?
And we did.
Probably about the same. Unless, of course, there's like at some point a break in the storm where she could get there dryly. But I don't think so. So probably just we'll leave with Soul.
Okay, you guys returned to the house around 4ish. You guys were not alerted to breakfast or anything, and it even looks like breakfast is being prepared later than usual. Duvaneth, when you return to the house, everything seems to be in order. However, Artis is passed out on her bed, and Dragonbait is in Solidago's bed.
Hold it. Okay, fine.
Just flops. Game ended.
Fine, I'll bite.
That's persuasion.
Oh shoot, you're right. Nice.
Duvaneth is just tired. She walks in and she falls on top of Artis.
She will walk in and just sort of not notice and like sit down on the bed and like lean back to take off her shoes and just kind of like stop, and there's like a moment of dread and horror that crosses over her face. And then she'll just like whip around to see who it is.
It is a kind of decently handsome, long-faced man from Cormyr, with long brown hair, a little bit of a scruffy beard. He's drooling.
Oh, it's Artis. Gross.
Oh. So we'll sort of like knock on the door frame and say, "Oh, Artis and Dragonbait are here." Oh.
You see Duvaneth kind of standing there, frozen, standing over the bed, like with her hands like outstretched, like, and like her hair like frizzed up for some reason.
Very Studio Ghibli hair.
I know. They'll find a corner to trance in, I think.
I would offer you my room, but there's currently a Dragonbait in there too.
No, it's good. I'll find a corner.
Or nope, come here. So we'll march over, pick up an artist by like his belt and his collar, and carry him out and drop him up.
No, don't do that.
Couch.
No. He just got in. We've been here for a couple days. He needs sleep. I could try. It was really more that I just sat down on the bed while he was in it.
Oh, yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
So we'll not do that.
And Duvaneth will say, on second thought, I'm already up. I'm gonna go take a shower.
That's reasonable. So we'll instead just chill in the main room and read his book
Cool.
until breakfast. No, he'll help out with rice. Pancakes. Okay. No.
So the morning comes without much event. Artis will awaken around 5:30, step out, look at Solidago, and look a little bit phased, as if it just dawned on him that, oh, you guys are actually here. And then it dawns on him that, oh no, you guys are actually here.
Artis.
Kip looks. Solidago?
How was your trip?
Good.
That's good to hear.
I'm gonna go bring breakfast in.
There should be some pancakes in there.
You would not have been allowed in the kitchen.
also tried. I tried to make pancakes, but I wasn't allowed in the kitchen.
Jet's awake.
Cole
I'm
is
gonna-
also awake.
Duvaneth returns with her hair in like something to dry it off, and she'll be like, "What's up, necromancer fucker?" And walk over to her bag past him.
Damn.
She's
That's
a
how
bad-
Jet wakes up. Wait,
Cole's
what?
like leaving his doorway and he's like, on second thought, I forgot something. I'm going to be right back.
Jet's gonna come out still wrapped in his blanket. Who's fucking a necromancer?
Artist, Jet.
Wait, I thought we already knew that.
I
Oh shit! Hi.
Hi, Jet.
Hi. How's your daughter?
How did you know about my daughter? How did you know?
So, is it breakfast?
No, I have to
Put
go
on
pick
kitchen.
it. I have to go.
Okay, I'm gonna go get dressed then, and Jet's gonna close the door.
Cole walks up to Artist.
Yes.
So,
All wisdom gone.
we had a book by Ifan, and Ifan knew about your daughter. So, as a result, we also know about you.
Zandola, right?
No, my daughter's dead.
Oh no.
She was a
Er-
Mesro.
Oh,
But
She's 132 years old. So,
was her name Jandala?
no. She
Oh.
has a Mesro mother. So, no, her name wouldn't be Shindala.
Oh, so I guess that rules out like blonde hair, elf.
Yeah, no.
Who is that?
probably some. We should probably check in on Tyrion then.
So what was that about the necromancer fucker? How did you guys... Okay, wait, I have to ask this. Which one are you talking about?
There's more than one.
Necromancer, I have a
Jet's
thing
gonna
for-
walk out at this time.
well, that you
Smash
see,
cut to
you
claws.
happened to catch Duvaneth off guard last night. You were asleep in her bedroom. I think it was more of a. It was something that we meant to talk about beforehand, but I
Cool.
guess it just
Just a wry smile on his face as he's looking at Artist.
so.
Duvaneth will step out of the veil behind Artis. It wasn't friendly dancing. It wasn't friendly dancing.
It was in fact dirty dancing.
I was gonna.
Jet's gonna be leaning on his door. Is it the horizontal shuffle? I think it's called, right?
No,
Horizontal tangle.
Oh.
We happened to, through a magical item, see that you and Rosny had a thing going at some point in time.
It's Rosnacy.
Rosny, my bad.
Also, I would heartily call it a thing.
So we'll look down to see if he currently has a golden ring on.
He does. He has 2 golden rings on, actually.
I assume one of those is from.
It's a safe assumption to make.
Well, he says that out loud to artists. One of the ones he got from him.
I have gifts from many people.
specifically after you had taken down I think it was some sort of group of zombies.
Goblins and undead.
Goblins and undead, thank you.
I'm gonna go get breakfast.
That's reasonable.
Do you guys like cut fruits?
I hate
I would,
fruit.
I would actually love some, actually. If they have any cantaloupe, that'd be wonderful.
They don't.
Actually, fruit is okay. Just no vegetables, please.
Okay. Do you want that? Princess Mercenary Koshkal requested mangoes cut in flowers.
Oh, I would love those.
Okay, great. Dragon bait. Dragon bait will shuffle through a stack of cards, then hold up one that says like egg scrambled with little dash of salt and pepper. Okay. Toast. And it holds up a card that says buttered. And he goes, okay, great. Like,
Actually, if you could get me a sunny side up as well, that'd be lovely.
fun. Okay, I'll be right back with everybody's orders. Sunny side, scrambled, mega flowers, fruits for everybody else.
Meat.
Meat. I'll see what I can do.
Adam and Eve on a raft.
Okay, great. He's going to jump over the banister, land on his feet, and dash. And he is gone. And
So,
Koshkal will emerge from her door and go,
Sol will do a slow turn toward Yvonne's.
She'll shrug and say, "He was in my bed. My equipment is right there. It's really rude."
He's a human. He doesn't have dark vision.
Oh shoot, you're right.
awesome. Do you guys want to talk about anything until Artis returns with the breakfast?
Well, we gotta do this, the jug thing.
Yes, the jug.
Jug time.
Though, do we want to wait until Artis is here? I'm sure he'll want an explanation.
No.
Not hardly.
No, that might be a good idea. Help
Well,
him
what if it's
understand.
not one? What if it's not one of Razni?
True, we should probably...
It'll literally defeat the purpose of, hey, there's something about you and it's not about him.
Well, it will also show that it is a weird memory jug that allows people to have visions of the past.
Just gonna look at the princess. Can't she just vouch for it?
Has the princess seen it?
I mean, Artis knows about it. I mean, he's touched it before.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was at Camp Vengeance.
Oh, yes, he was, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Did we show it to him?
No. Well, so last night I was able to study the jug. Do you guys...
Yeah.
Yes, you showed us that it can do the big splashy thingy.
Well, there's also a pretty deep history behind it.
Yes, yeah.
Which...
Her notes are available.
1 second.
Ooh,
I
yeah,
get to
sorry.
unveil the whole thing for you guys.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Where are you putting it so I can put it on the screen?
1 second.
I just want to know where, that's all.
It'll be in notes.
Artist, I have a necromancer thing. Smash cut to clocks. No, it's not gonna happen.
Clutch
like-
just sneezes like.
It's Klotz in the it's like Klotz in a confessional. Now, I never said I would. He's asked, but
Okay, sorry. Something happened, so I have to...
Fish's excitement is getting to her.
It is...
I'm also legally obligated to be trapped here because Rin just decided to take up shop next to my legs.
I just realized I just accidentally kink-shamed Artist Timber.
You did.
It's a thing that happens.
You didn't even accidentally. Just came out right out there and said it.
Well, no, Duvana had a plan of how to talk to artists, and then I just went out the window.
And then the wisdom check said, no.
Really quickly, it's gonna be like the Grazit,
Midsummer Night's Grazit.
yeah, the Midsummer Night's Grazit thing, and it's got like the shipping reel of who goes next, and it's like artists and clocks, and Grazit's like, we're gonna do couples that haven't happened, and there's just like this like moment of fear.
Oh, God. Of both artists and clocks having to think about for a moment. Just to double check.
Wait, what?
So Missionary will gather everybody and sort of place the jug down and gently explain the history of the jug. This is my first time ever doing anything like this, so there's probably some information that's important that isn't listed. However, Sucky, Uppy.
Oh, whoa.
You guys now have the full jug revealed.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Well, I'm going to have to look up that name later. Alright.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we got the info.
Yo, produces 30 gallons of water that gush in a geyser 30 feet long, but it knocks the target prone, which is fucking amazing.
But it's
Sorry.
a DC 13.
DC 13, but strength. It's one of the least common checks in the game.
True.
Is a strength check. It's like that in intelligence.
You can target an object that weighs no more than 200 pounds, and you can push that bit. They push the object 15 feet away.
Oh fuck!
Fuck.
I feel some like N64 level puzzle nonsense coming in.
Fucking Game Boy The Rock mazes in Mount Moon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Hootsie Razan and Coast Call.
And then 6, you decide. And I'm assuming that stories from Port Nyanzaru is us.
Yeah. Or, no, we're the hands that carry us.
Oh.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
because 4, roll another d4 to decide which party's vision is shown.
Huh.
Stories from Port Nyanzaru, we might see Shago.
Yeah, but we've been rolling a D4, not a D6.
Well, I think that now that we have it fully identified, it is changed. Is my estimation or assumption?
I guess so.
She's just smiling. This is nice. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is
I like
great.
it.
Yes.
You should
But also, this means that Juvan's chance of getting seen is even worse now.
God damn it.
One day we'll see Duvanis.
One day we will see Juvanis.
But also, like, totally meta fish. You should, like, put this on a fancy background and then sell it for 99 cents on fucking DM's Guild.
Oh yeah, I plan to do this and then like release 10 or 15 like already written out visions, basically. So like but yeah,
cool.
It's totally going up.
Nice. It's awesome. All right. Well, with all that being said, are we rolling a d6? I guess.
I would say so.
Yes, Kushkal is going to be the one pouring for this venture, but yes, roll a d6.
Who's rolling it?
I will.
All right.
Okay, I no.
Wait, hold it.
No.
Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed.
We don't even know what number it is. What number are we praying for?
Where's my d4?
It has to be a 2. It has to be a 2.
Okay.
Got
Which one?
I like how we said Duvana's chances are worse, and literally it's the first thing we get.
Which?
It's...
You just jinxed it, Mark.
I do it all the time.
Savannah's color is red, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good at breaking. She's breathing heavily.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This
That
is
was speaking for myself, I'm sure.
this is intense.
Oh my god.
She's rolling all of them and hoping one of them is a 2.
Oh no, she emptied it out. That's what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Just do it already.
What
Nope.
is it?
It's not a 2. It's not a 2.
It's not a 2.
Not a 2.
She's lying, so.
I told you, not a 2. Not a 2.
Third time's a charm?
Jesus.
Yes?
Nope. How many times? How many numbers? Fifth time?
2.
Fourth time.
And a 3.
Yeah, no, it was 3 to begin with. So let me...
Okay, one is soul.
Is someone taking a screen cap of Jason right now?
Oh, shit.
Oh, snap.
Shit.
Ah, too late.
It's gone.
Damn it. Okay. But,
So one is soul. 3 is jet.
yeah, but it's a 2.
I don't know.
No, it's a 3, because that's what we rolled.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a 2.
I
As
heard
a DM,
2.
you can do this.
The first
at least
number,
once.
the first number
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard Fish say.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Fish, to be honest, the first number you told us was 2.
True.
You got a point there.
And we can't see your dice.
We can't see your dice, so you could have just been rolling 2s the whole time. And you just gave up, and you're
We
like,
don't
fuck it,
know.
it's 2. Just
Fish.
saying.
Fish, you really got to work on your willingness to fudge dice sometimes. Because,
That's clearly a 2 on the page.
I mean, y'all know I fudge dice.
Yep.
I
I
played
fudge
dice
dice
in
all the time.
combat.
I would think if it was, yeah.
I'm just saying, Fish, the only number we heard was 2.
Hey, Fish. Can I call on a helpful NPC that happens to be Duvaneth in a memory?
Are you?
The helpful NPC is the jug.
Are you... Technically, it is kind of. Are you trading in a blue card?
Yes, I am.
For a Duvaneth memory.
on its memory.
Cool. So the the images on the jug kind of waver in place. It starts to take the form, shape, and color of something dark and dreary before it sort of loosens, and it's a bright day. We see a shorter, more full-faced Duvaneth in a rather heated discussion with a much shorter girl. They're both very young, who's got like thick, light-colored hair and a very round face, and it's emotional. It's raw. There's probably tears. And it ends with Duvaneth kind of like throwing her hand down and storming off in the other direction. And the vision fades as the younger girl sort of curls in on herself. Stop.
Well, we haven't seen that one before.
So who did you make cry?
Kushko is minding her own business.
Pointedly.
You're muted.
Sorry, I got a new keyboard and it's loud and it click-a-clacks real loud, so I had to.
Oh, right.
Duvaneth will say, I don't know, she didn't really look all that familiar. Probably just some random courtier. Go ahead.
Thanks, Master Hawk
I'll
One, for
fail,
the
but
follow.
still
Welcome
was
to
curious.
the
I
welcome to
don't
the
think
group.
we've ever seen
If
you
you
so
want, go ahead
passionate
and
in
give
an
any
argument.
of
I
these people
don't think you'd
inspiration.
argue like
even
that
the
with a
GM.
simple courier.
Just throw in who you want to give inspiration to, and I'll let them know, buddy. Appreciate it.
You're
Welcome.
speaking to the person who just walked into the room and called a grown man a necromancer fucker.
There's a difference between being angry, passionate, and being emotional, passionate. We've seen angry, passionate from you a lot.
We don't need to pry into someone else's memories if they don't want to be pried into.
Give me a second. What? How the fuck do I roll to DM? I'm gonna roll. a
It's,
check.
it's right underneath race.
What? Ah. What?
So you see
Oh,
up.
output GM. I found it. Thank you.
Bless you.
Yes. So you get the sense that she's being rather disingenuous and trying to like dismiss the conversation.
We don't need to pry into Duvaneth's memories. We all have that right to not.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we've got to figure out what we're going to be asking artists.
I asked
Well,
that the other day. I didn't get an answer. Do you guys have any now?
well, now that he knows about us knowing about Rosny, I suppose that's definitely a question to ask him.
Perhaps he could get us an audience or something along those lines.
Oh, well, when I went to go change, did he mention anything about the daughter thing more, or do I have to ask when he comes back?
It turns out the Jandala is not his daughter, so whatever information Ifan got is wrong, apparently.
What?
We can figure this out.
Yeah, sure. And Jet's gonna, like, just run back into his room and close the door.
The second he closes the door, Artis and Messica will appear with 2 silver platters of food.
Baller.
Oh, thank
They
goodness.
make their way to the center of the room, or if they're not already.
A table will be set out by Artis, while Koshkal very noisily bosses him around. He genuinely doesn't seem to mind. The food is laid out, plates are given, drinks are poured. Some candles are lit because it's dark. Koshkal mentions that another storm will be brewing in very briefly, so they're probably going to hunker down for the night. And Artis does not appear happy about that. The 6 of you, minus Jet, will seat however you'd like. Na is currently still sleeping.
We were very close to the name of the actual item. It is the vase of memory.
That's funny. So,
To artists and eat.
So you've been to we as I believe you know, we are searching for an end to the death curse. Our original plans led us here, and from here they are leading us to other places in the jungle, specifically by the looks of it, to Orlunga, Nangalore, or... Have you been to any of those places before?
I've been to Nongalore and Mesru. Was actually about to go to Orlunga, but with teacher Ashara's death, I opted to bring back emergency supplies from Port Nyanzor for the princess and her brother.
Yes. Do you know anything of what's going on in Port Nyanzara? We've been told it's a little bit of an interesting affair.
I kept my head down low. I tried not to ask any questions that might arouse suspicion, but there are talks of forcing the Lord's Alliance out.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, the mines were canceled, and so there's a lot of rowdy workers without direction. And last I heard, they were marching on Fort Balarian.
Oh, that's... I would say sorry to hear, but not really. And what of Shago? Is he alright?
Who?
Muscle, handsome. When he talks in common, it's very like the Shago kind of way.
Negus, Santi's grandson.
Who'll give you all a very sympathetic smile. I only really dealt with Wakongo.
I thought Congo was dead.
Before. I know that Zante's a merchant prince, but we never talked.
We also happened to hear some alarming news from Jabal's husband about... I don't know what they're called. They're... brains with legs that have been attacking people and found in guards.
Artis and Messico will exchange looks, and then Messico will lean in. Intellect devourers?
Yes, that's the word for them. Also, hi, Mystica. I did not realize that you were here.
Hi. I was introduced 2 minutes ago. I wasn't
I
lit up
apologize.
too strongly.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's been a long day.
Is new?
Go on.
Is... You all seem particularly surprised.
Artis will kind of... People have been using intellect devourers the entire time I've been adventuring. When I was captured by the Zentarum, they tried using intellect devourer around me. It's old hat at this point.
Ah,
They are used as a weapon?
Yes. Not that they aren't. They're still dangerous. If you see one, leave. Make sure to report to your nearest guard or nearest adult. And if you have to take care of it yourself, just take all precautions.
tinfoil hats. So, like...
Yes.
That's disconcerting, especially since the Zentarum have been sensibly moved from Port Nyanzaru. Oh, was Jabal there?
No, neither was Azon. I stopped by their house. That's right, you met me at the wedding. I also know Yapal and Azon.
We met
forget you-
Azon in the woods.
Yes.
Yes. Apparently he and Jabal went on a trip. But
Yeah, they've been. Mesuka. Mesuka will sort of adjust her shirt and reach into her pocket and set down sort of like a thin pile of red fabric. Um, the Red Wizards of Thay are in Chult. I stopped by an encampment of theirs. I took care of it, but the presence of one means presence of more.
I assume since they're literal fantasy Nazis, that Soul's probably heard of the Thayans.
Have you?
Well, they did take over the Moon Sea like a month ago, and Soul would have still been the Sword Coast by then. Well,
Yeah.
I say ago, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, information is the dissemination of information is. I'm not going to
I
get
can roll a
into
history
it.
check if you would like.
Yeah, that would work for me.
So he basically knows Thayans.
Ah, yes, Thayans.
Some slave trade stuff.
We went. We came across the camp of Thayans as well. Dubanath will say, sort of shaking herself back to reality.
We did?
The camp that Cole and I saw, they were wearing red robes.
Ah, yes, the one I got the cool stone from. It was just a series of dead Thayans.
Yes. For a second I thought you were talking about the Cormians.
What's so concerning about the presence of these wizards?
They're slavers for one thing.
And necromancers of dark ill repute.
Do you think that they could be behind the death curse? We know it's coming.
No.
Oh.
Oh my god.
No,
Oh,
damn it.
dang it.
Obsessed.
We've long suspected that it was Rosny who was behind the death curse, but could it be these Thayans?
That's something me and Artis have been trying to decide. Artis will lean in. He talks a lot with his hands, and it almost seems to be something that Koshkal has gotten from him. They kind of use like the same gestures and everything else like that. And he'll lean in and go, "See, I can see how you would think it was Rosnasi, but he wouldn't do anything to endanger Chult. So it's hard for me to think that he would be behind this. Our current safe bet is the Thayans, and even then..."
I would like to make an insight check.
Cool, make an insight check. What are you trying to insight check?
To see if he's just trying to cover, like, for this person he has affection for, or if he's being sincere about, like, what he believes about, like, Rosnasi's intentions.
Ooh. Oof. Ooh.
He seems grotesquely sincere. He believes in us with all of his heart.
But how wise is the heart?
And then
How well
Dubanath will ask, and when was the last time you spoke with him?
"3 days after Mesra fell."
You
So, a long time. He might have. Oh, hey, Jet.
Jet's gonna slam the door, but where the hell is Adani Basin?
Aldani Basin is due east of here. No, due west of here, between us and Orlonga.
What?
I believe so, at least. Something close to
Just-
that.
Does someone have a map? Because I don't know what he said.
It doesn't. I don't think it's a map yet. Technically.
No, Artis will kind of gesture. I just passed over Aldani Basin. It's pretty close.
Why would anyone go there?
The heart of Upteo, the Aldani folk live there. I know that there's a few Omoan tombs that are popular for raids and other stuff. Pretty high presence of undead. I know that a few choice battles between the
What?
Omoans and the Chult tribe
No,
had
no,
taken
go-
place there.
Can
It's
you go?
actually
Can you go?
really interesting.
Can you go
The-
back? No, go back. What? How much undead?
a lot. It's Chult. But now, see, the siege of the night took place in I think it was 1100s.
When he looks away, Jet's gonna turn around and slam the door and go back in his room.
and it's,
That's very helpful. Artist,
yes,
you mentioned it had been since Mesro fell that you last talked to Rosny.
yes.
You say he wouldn't hurt Chult, but you are aware of the Chillen, right?
Yes.
That it really sucks for Chult, if you think about it.
Well, Misako will lean back a little bit. She's tensing herself to interrupt the conversation if it gets heated, but Artis will kind of knit his fingers together. I'm not trying to excuse the Shawan genocide, but you have to understand that the culture and everything was the Shawans flattened Mesro. Almost everyone died. Rosnasi was the only one left of the Bara after it.
Then let the Nine Hells deal with it. Killing
Wait,
an entire race
May
is not
I butt
cause
in
for
quickly?
killing another entire race of people. Yes. Go.
Over PB&J2,
Can you repeat that,
thanks for
Echo?
the follow, but I appreciate it. Sorry, for some reason it didn't alert
So
me,
it's
but
finishing
thanks
a
for following, man.
sentence
I
of
appreciate it. If you want, you
killing
can
one
give
race of people does not mean you have the right to kill another race of people.
inspiration
And
to any
then
of
he
the
was like,
players or
yes,
even
Skull.
the GM. So if you want, just put it in the chat and I'll let them know.
One second, I need to ask Fish something to make sure I didn't misunderstand.
Hashtag just necromancer things. Am I right?
Check our chat, Fish.
Okay.
Wow, you look over at Muty's chat during.
Well, I'm like explicitly asking her to,
No,
because,
I
and
know.
this because it's plot related.
No, I know. I'm just teasing.
At the time, as Artis said, it really is just part of the culture. Granted, you can say now that, of course, that isn't right, but if you live during the time that this happened, you can have that opinion, sure, but it's not going to change the fact that what has happened has happened.
That doesn't. Just because it's someone's culture doesn't mean it's right.
It also doesn't mean that Rasnasi is necessarily a bad person.
It.
I mean, you also have to. Rosnasi was Siladaga.
I'm curious about what you say first, but then I will rebut.
Rosnacy is 4,132 years old. He is older than all of the daughters of Mistra. He's lived through all of the Sunderings except the first one. He was there when Mesra was made. Me and Rosnacy are the only two people who have met and talked to Ubteo. Mesra was his whole life. He was picked by Ubteo because of his devotion to Mesra. No, killing the Ashau was not appropriate. He was punished, but Ubteo also didn't try and stop him. He was banished entirely by the others.
To first say, just because something is okay within a culture does not mean that you are right to do it. It does not mean that you are a good person in that moment. Secondly, I'm going to look over the fact that this man is 4,000 years old. That is very... That is very old. We'll get back
Hold
to
his
that.
balls.
Is there no one in this campaign that isn't an immortal?
That's basically Soul's reaction right
Looks
now.
at Shago. Are you an immortal?
Are there any more immortals I need to know about? Immortal. But the way that I am beginning to slowly understand Oteo is he gives powers and doesn't necessarily say how to use them. At least that's my experience.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole. And as he's about to lead in and get into it, Vesica will gently place a hand and say, for the sake of the discussion at hand, I think we should move away from arguing about events that none of us have any control over.
Yes, I just... My point in bringing it up in the beginning, thank you, Misaka, was that I don't think that we can rule out the idea that Rosny, without a shadow of a doubt, is not the cause of the death curse. I know that you feel that he isn't, Artis, but that was a lot, and this is a whole lot. And I'm sure if you could find a reason to... I'm not comfortable ruling the possibility out.
Oh no, I agree. I actually just find it more concerning that there are these devious wizards that have kind of thrown a wrench in the fact that now we have two leads instead of just one.
True. It could possibly be that they are investigating just like we are. I'm sure if they're necromancers, they might have interest in whatever's causing people to waste away.
True.
Or maybe they're after Rosny. He is a powerful necromancer. And then, of course...
Jet.
Oh, Jet!
Yet again?
Also, Artis is like, I know you interrupted, but Frosty isn't a necromancer. He's a conjuration wizard. The whole raising undead thing was granted to him by Oteo. It's because he buried the dead. That's it's a whole thing. He's not a necromancer. Just really hate that misconception.
Well, it's still a powerful act of necromancy. But the Thaans might not know about the conjuration thing. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Cole
And-
gently touches, like, just like, whoop, on Artis's forearm.
And that's when Jet runs in. I fucking hate men. They're all fucking idiots. They think they know everything. I swear
Jet.
to God.
Yep.
What? And he
Move
sits
a
down
little
and
bit.
he's huffed.
A little.
Things, Mesicovallinen, things are a little tense right now, Chet.
Fine.
Sorry to hear that you're having relationship troubles.
They're all assholes.
I know.
They're all assholes.
You know you're also a man?
Yes.
There's a lot
Okay.
back there.
Anyways, we were talking about Rosny, and then the Death Curse Thaans. What is in Nongalore?
Ask that again?
Nongalore. Could you tell us about it?
Oh, Archis will look kind of a thumb towards Koshkol, and Koshkol will lean in. Sure. Bunch of Ebli and my great grandmother Zalkare.
Zalkore?
Yes.
I'm assuming she's another immortal type then, if...
I suppose. More cursed than anything.
How so?
She's a Medusa.
Oh.
It's a whole pride and vanity thing. She grew too attached to her beauty, which I inherited.
Be careful then.
I'll be fine. I didn't make any deals with demons. Unlike her, she made a deal, I think, when around... She said she was like 38 when she said she made the deal, and it was for like everlasting youth, and then he turned her into the whole snake thing,
Mm-mm.
and then all other people in Omu gathered up an army and forced her back into Nongalore, and
No, she lives among Ebli.
Yes, and now my great grandfather, who built and designed Nongalore, by the way, stayed behind, and it's a whole thing. But he spent the rest of his life in agony waiting for her, and then she like never returned, and then she thought he left her, and then it turns out it's a...
I would love to hear that story eventually someday, though.
I'm sure if you meet Zalkari, she'd love to tell you.
Fair enough.
But she's great. She's great.
Then... What is left of Mesra now? Ruin?
Mesicovallinen, for the most part, it's just a shell. The River Orlong broke and flooded the whole place. Now it's just, well, full of squabbling people and an alligator that can see the future.
What the? God, is there anywhere in Chult that isn't like, weird? Oh man.
I'm afraid not.
The boat heading out.
And then what's the deal with this sage? I think at Orlunga, the
Bajan
princess-
Nabaza?
Yeah, the princess had wanted us to potentially ask something in exchange for some sort of accommodations. Do you know much of her?
Artist will, I know that she's my best bet for finding about getting Mesra back and for finding Krasnasi. I've been trying to find out both for quite a while now, but both are very good at not wanting to be found.
What was the first one?
Mesro.
Finding Mesro and finding Rosnasi.
I believe, like Messica here, that Mesra wasn't destroyed. There's hints all over the place, especially one in my house, behind the portrait of my not wife, but we share custody over our daughter, so it's complicated.
I feel you on that.
Anyways, the sage Sajabanaza, she's I don't know very much. I just know that she knows.
She knows things.
Yes.
Interesting.
Knowing things.
Sorry, Rin.
Mystica will nod gravely.
Well, gonna have to figure out which way we want to go. Since the teacher didn't really have much of anything for us.
So, Artist will, you guys are about to have to be cool with a bunch of things.
Not until everybody is cool with a lot of things very quickly.
Like what?
Artifacts that can take over the world?
Yeah, somebody told us about that whole thing. You wouldn't say...
I was not.
Oh, he froze.
Oh, hold it, save it. This is a really good one. It's like a
Am I
meme.
back?
Yes, you're back.
Oh, yeah, no. Somebody had mentioned it to us. I can't remember who.
If mentioned. If it was mentioned to me, I completely forgot about it.
I've been so focused on whatever, but generally I'm not cool with those types of things, but I'll make an exception.
Cool. I have the Ring of Winter.
Oh, yeah, that.
The frost giants are hunting me because it's supposedly prophesized to bring eternal winter all over the world. And
Oh.
so I've been taking care of it for a while now.
Okay. I'll text. I'll write it out.
And you're telling us this why?
Because yeah. It's because and Coach Colinen, because he can't help himself from trusting people willy-nilly, and he wants to help you on your journey to end the death curse. Sorry, RT. And
No, this is on purpose, Jet.
Well, you did that. If you saw us again, it would be too soon.
yes, for this reason. When people meet me more than once, things tend to happen.
Things.
I'm cursed.
Good to know.
Oh.
It would have been helpful to know at Camp Vengeance when we first ran into you. The second time we ran into you.
Why
Or
would I have told you that I had a giant cursed ring doomed to bring the end times when you were just a bunch of randos I met?
Oh, I mean specifically we're cursed if we meet you more than once.
Oh, I mean, other people have. We're not going to get into it because is it a curse, or is it just the side effect of working in a very dangerous career and sort of always being in the position to meet new adventurers, having a very prominent ring? So it's really, does correlation cause causation, or is it the causation that causes the correlation? I've actually been trying to set up some
You're trying to figure it out.
hypothetical formulas to better understand, but I haven't been able to really set down in one place long enough or have a room big enough to hold all of the equations necessary to fully understanding the situation. There's just also a lot of variables that I can account for. It would help
Anyways.
vastly if I had to. Yes.
Mhm.
Anyways, I'm heading to Orlanga. I also know of a way to find Rosnasi that I haven't tried yet because I know it'll work.
If you know it'll work, why don't you just go for it?
It's one of those bitter X's things.
It's one of those bitter X's things.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I could have paid for a sending scroll at any time, but it's,
Not working up to it.
right.
Cole has had the bottom half of his mouth covered for the greater part of this conversation. It's like,
Just no comments.
no comment.
Yeah, Soul has glances over to Korshak every
If he's truly 4,000 years old and has met with Ubteo and was a Tupperware lady, or all the different things that you said that he's done, even if he's not behind the death curse, perhaps he has some level of insight into who is.
He most definitely does. Rosnasi's always had his finger on whatever's been happening's pulse. But I'm going to head to Orlanga first. You can join me if you want.
Arthas, when do you plan on leaving?
Not sure yet. That depends on how much Messica and the princess need me.
May I talk to you at a later date?
How later?
Whenever. Whatever night or day is fine with you.
We can talk tonight.
Okay. It's fine with me.
Before we break for the day, I had one last question of something that you mentioned briefly during our conversation. Well, two, actually. First one, the Heart of Ubteo?
Yeah, it's an earth mote carried over from the spell plague. Chult used to be covered in them. An earth mote is a magically floating piece of the. It's a giant clump of dirt that's floating magically. Yes, most of them fell after I think it was second Sunder. Yeah, the spell plague.
The nosebleed the Netherese.
So what?
Something that Soul doesn't know, but Echo does because she had to read up on them. The Netherese and their floating islands when they fell.
Sure. But yeah, it's about the only one remaining. And Chult, again, used to be a bunch.
Interesting. I wasn't aware there was such a place where such a thing could exist. And then you also mentioned having talked to Obteo.
Yeah, I almost became a Barai.
I'm curious if I could talk to you about that at some point in time.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Why?
Conflicting opinions. Just, it's personal.
Fair enough.
Is that all? He'll look around at the group. Cool. I'm gonna leave. He's going to get up and push his chair into the table. He'll take his plate that he never actually filled and kind of quietly stack it. And as he leaves, he's going to ruffle both Mesika and Koshkal's hair, quietly checking on Dragonbait, and then take his leave. I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Same dog.
All right. Are we calling a break here?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Sure.
goodness.
All right, we'll be right back, guys.
Bye.
everyone. Welcome back to this game's Grave of Consternation. I'm your DM friend. I'd want to say that I'm kind of struggling for full-time benefits of being a lover, but management keeps denying my application, so I'm probably going to be quitting here soon. And best friend Fish. Joining us here today with my usual camaraderie of people. That is the wrong word to use. We are sitting in the house of the Omuan royal family. Artis Simber, the adventurer and current holder of the dangerous artifact Ring of Winter, has just left the conversation in a little bit of a mood. The people left are Duvaneth, Solidago, Koshak, Koshkal, and Messica. Jet is currently in his room and
No,
struggling with.
Jet came
Jet
back
walked
out.
down and he sat it
yeah,
down, but he's
and-
huffy.
Yeah, he's being grumpy right now.
And Jet, who has sworn off all men. Thank you for joining us, Jet.
All right. Well, we've got a lot to think about, and if we are going to Orlunga, we should probably go with Artis, larger group. We'd make a little bit more noise, but we'd be
A bit safer.
well, except for the fact that Artis thinks he's fucking cursed.
And he is carrying an artifact. What does Soul
Wait,
know
do
about
we
the
know
Ring of
that?
Winter?
Yeah,
Yeah, he like admitted it. He's like, everybody's gonna need to get real cool
Oh,
with some stuff
Jet-
real fast.
Jet wasn't
I don't
there.
think Jet was there.
That's why.
No.
Yeah.
Jet was there for it. It was like
Yeah.
the last thing he said.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
But and then I just asked if Soul would know anything about the Ring of Winter.
Definitely not Soul.
Yeah. What is this Ring of Winter, anyways?
Well, he said that it is a ring that is cursed to bring about an eternal winter on Faerun.
Means eternal summer for the.
Does
That's a bad joke, never
does
mind.
Jet possibly know?
He might actually. Roll a history check.
One person I think would know.
Yeah, pretty much. So you know that there was rumors of some hiccups up in Icewind Dale. Frost giants had been looking for the Ring of Winter and had caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. But it's all like hearsay, it's nothing official, and the defenders of Icewind Dale have declined to comment, only stating that they hope Icewind Dale makes a full recovery and they're sending their best to the victims of the attack. And please stop sending us letters. We can't respond to all of them. Etc., etc.
Jet's probably just not going to say anything because that's not beneficial to anyone at all.
Well, regardless. Okay, Jet. You seem to have dealt with something in the past few minutes.
Yes, but we're talking about the plan getting out of here.
Yes, but also wherever the Aldani Basin between us and Orlunga, and clearly something with Kieran is bothering you.
Is it? I thought it was to the west.
Yes. Orlunga, I believe, is to the west here.
I don't know. Sure?
Duvaneth will look at Misica and Koshkal and say, Orlunga west-ish? How far? Do you know?
Kushkal and Messica will exchange a look, and Kushkal will press her lips together. Messica will go, 25 days.
Jeez.
But if you travel with Artis, it'll be a lot shorter. Koshkal, I also know you had something to share with them. Koshkal will kind of make a face and then go,
Well, you can't just not say it if she just said that.
yeah, thanks, Masuka. You're welcome, Koshkal. Okay. I don't think you guys thanked me for the jug.
I did.
Okay. Thank you, Solidago. She'll look at everybody else.
Thank you, Princess, for being willing to pour the jug today.
And for...
Allowing us to continue to do this.
I haven't decided that yet. I'm more talking about sharing a deeply important artifact to my history and culture. And
Jet-
sharing that part of myself with you all.
Jet audibly rolls his eyes.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Jet? Brother Jet.
Not even close.
You're going to thank me if you want me to make your lives a lot easier again.
Oh, because you've done so much.
Jet, she did reveal the secrets of the vase of memories to us.
One extra piece that we didn't know before.
It's more than we had.
Can I go last?
To Anish.
We appreciate it, Your Majesty, and as does the world. As you know, we are trying to figure this out for the sake of the whole world. So I'm sure that if they knew, they would thank you as well.
Well, I'm not really concerned with the whole world at large right now. I'm kind of concerned with what I can see in front of me. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with the struggles that you all do. The Chult has a history of having no great magic, and along with that, we never really delved into teleportation, except for the Amuans, who took it upon themselves to focus on a world of messaging and crossing great distances as quickly as possible. There are, in several key locations all over Chult, several areas where you would be able to find an Amuan teleportation circle.
And
There's-
go ahead.
Yes, Orlanga is one of them. I can't teleport you there, but because I don't know the codes, but I do know the code for Kir Sabal. So I can give you the code to Kir Sabal, so when you find the teleportation thingy, you can get back here. I can also get you the one to Port Nyanzaru, but I'm gonna hold that one a little bit closer to my chest because I don't know who has it right now.
Great.
That's fair.
One problem though. Don't you need to be a wizard to use a teleportation circle? None of us are
No,
wizards.
it's a lot different. But see, because the whole thing is that we didn't have wizards to do that, so we had
They're special.
Yes,
So-
they're very special. They're super special. Okay, so there are archways that deal with the very thin line between Chult and Chult, but worse. And so we sort of figured out a way to traverse that understanding and make things happen easier, it does require a small blood sacrifice on my part, but it should work.
Jet will put his hand up and wait quietly.
Yes, Brother Jet.
If I continue my studies with Mishra, I believe I can learn that spell.
Okay.
So I don't think we need a blood sacrifice if I can do the spell.
Are you capable of doing the spell right now, Jet?
Not now, but
Oh, when I say blood sacrifice, I don't mean I have to kill somebody. I just have to cut my hand on a rock.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know. It
That sounds
sounded
a lot
like you
like
want.
blood sacrifice.
Sound like you were gonna cut
Well-
your hand off.
Well, it's not like something's dying for it.
There are infections. Anyways,
We're just we draw the line at just a little bit of blood magic. That's where the line is.
She'll point at the jug and then.
I
not
didn't say
anything.
I didn't say I do the line of blood magic personally, but I guess they do.
Oh, that was Jason Meta. Devon is like,
Devonith looks at Jug suspiciously now.
yeah.
How many people had to die for this?
But I know that I know that Mambala, Orlanga, and Mesra used to have one, but that was definitely destroyed. So was the one at Omu.
But we can go. But potentially, once we get the code, we can travel between here, Port Nyanzaru, and Orlongo, and potentially Bala as well.
Right. You just have to. The coding is at those spots, so you'll be able to learn it at those locations. But you can use any of them to return to here. It's really confusing.
So we
Yes.
wouldn't be able to learn the
Sorry.
codes at the locations?
Sorry.
No, we will be. We just have to get there first. Once we unlock the space, we can fast travel there.
That's basically what's going on, yeah.
why aren't we just talking? Like literally,
Well-
it's quiet because nobody's just talking.
Yeah.
Well, with that on the table, it seems like Orlunga is more and more and more where we need to be going.
Especially if it's only going to take us potentially less than 25 days if we travel with Artis.
I would say so, yes.
And it's not going to take us any time getting back. Quite literally, actually.
Well, that's if you guys agree to help me with the thing I want.
And
What do you want?
What's that, Your Majesty?
I just want everyone to look at how Tuanath addresses me. Except for Solidago. Solidago has passed. I'm just saying Tuanath is speaking to me very politely and respectfully. And we should all, she'll look at Jet, try to do that.
I will do my best, Your Majesty.
I want you to ask Saja Nabaza what's in my future, or how my rule as princess or maybe even queen is going to go. I also think you guys I'll tell you later. I can't do that right now. But yeah, I just want you to ask her if I'm going to be good at this.
I think that's a perfectly reasonable request.
Okay.
I agree.
I understand that Jet can use sending. When you guys have finished your discussion with Sergeant Abaza, Jet will just tell me, and I'll return with the code.
Mm,
Why?
I
I don't. The problem is, I don't think you can tell me the runes that I'm supposed to draw.
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're missing the part. I might not understand it.
Oh, no, it's the... Okay, so there's cubes, and they fill a slot, and you just have to put the cubes in position. And it's 9 animals. It'll take me 9 words to tell you the order. It's literally an Ebly, Amaraj, Froghemoth, so on and so forth. That's not the order, by the way. That's just a...
mhm.
Oh, so the circle that's there is pre-designed to work when you put the things in order.
Yes.
Quick question, what if we have to escape quickly and I actually happen to have the spell?
If
I don't necessarily know if these work like traditional teleportation circles. I think.
well, do the codes always remain the same?
Yeah.
Honestly, Princess, then I would prefer if you would be able to tell us the code for Kirsabal now, because what if something were to happen to Jet or yourself between now and then and we aren't able to...
Then... Well, if something happened to me, I guess I wouldn't need to know what Sergeant Abaza had in mind for me. And if something happened to Jet, I think you guys can come up with something.
I don't think we could. He's really our lifeline here.
Well, you can also just stop at Camp Vengeance.
What would we get out of stopping at Camp Vengeance?
Someone who can cast sending to me.
But that would take us time, though.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to give you the code to Kirsabal, my home, without knowing that you're going to deliver. You do
When
know
have
people
we-
want me dead, right?
When have we ever done anything to show that our trust is not there? Or at least we're not someone who wants you hurt?
I've known you guys all a total of less than 2 weeks, and I know that you guys have saved my life and delivered me home.
Multiple times, saving the
But-
lives, mind you.
I have a lot more at stake here than I did. I'm the last of the immune line. The Lord's Alliance wants me dead. So do the Terra folk.
Yes, but in what way will us putting down words of different animals make someone understand? Especially where all the teleportation circles are in places that are difficult to even go in the first place.
You don't have to tell us all, just one of us.
I'm not comfortable doing that. Maybe. Maybe I'm comfortable doing that. I just have to decide who.
I understand you're worried, Your Highness. The part that I'm trying to make you understand is, yes, your life is very important to these people and to Chult. But if for our safety to at least get back here safely, we need this information, because the problem is I might be sending you something in the middle of a battle and I literally have seconds. If I need to wait for your information, if you're asleep or if you're...
I got it.
That's all I'm saying.
Tell one of you guys. She'll lean back and fold her arms, and Mesiko will very gently place a hand on her shoulder.
Thank you for your trust, Princess Ghostskull. I know that's a difficult thing, especially in these trying times.
Did you guys hear what she said? she's coming with us.
Am I?
No, she isn't.
I thought that's what she said.
No, she said that she's going to choose to tell one of us.
Okay.
I was like, what?
So that would have been a good twist. She'll tell someone that's on the adventure. It just happens to be her.
Babysitting part 2.
Oh.
Jet jumps off a Kirsa ball.
Princess Boogaloo.
If Giovanna isn't staying for the romance is going with her.
Oh, man. Well, we should get about our days, I suppose.
I agree. I have things I need to help the other Erakokra with in the workshop.
I will probably spend some time at the temple. Unless... Yes, probably.
Oh.
We also have to decide how long we want to stay here.
Well,
Are we
need-
going... Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say we need to talk to Artis if we are going to travel with him.
I can bring that up since I'm talking with him later today.
That would be nice. I think of all the people, you have the best rapport with him so far.
Sure.
Well, Cole wasn't the one that called him a necromancing fucker.
I was speaking in anger, but I was also not wrong.
What?
Okay, fair point.
Guys, the princess is right there. Princess right there.
Don't worry about it, Ghost Call.
Well, I mean, I was sitting in on the entire conversation. I just was minding my own business. He's what?
Nothing.
That's a conversation
I'm gonna
for you
go, and Jet gets up.
semi uncle figure to have.
Messika, they're not telling me stuff. Koshko, you know when me and your mother had to talk about some things that you don't need to know? Yeah, but I was 7, and I was asking how babies were made. Yeah, well,
Oh, that conversation. No, I'm gone.
Oh. You know how babies are made now, though, right?
I want to hear this.
Messika looks at Koshko. Koshko kind of like stares back, and Messika kind of like makes a face. Koshko. Yeah. Do you know how babies are made, right? Yeah. Okay. How?
Jet has stopped and is now interested in this conversation.
So, when two people love each other very much, they have carnal passions, and Ebly gathers up the baby from the baby lettuce and delivers it to them after 9 months of waiting.
Oh God.
So we'll look to Missika and give her a very sympathetic smile because she knows this is going to be an entire conversation with her.
Soul, you should really just give her that book that you... Are you
No.
done it yet?
You know, it
No,
really
I'm still
does.
reading it. It's very important.
It does give all details at once. I'm just saying.
Also, to Kushko, like a second. I'm fucking around. I know what sex is. I know how babies are made. We have a book on. I'm fine. Sorry, Mr. That wasn't funny, Kushko.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious.
Kushko will get up, place a hand over her chest, and then kind of like lean forward and lean back. You were adding years to my life, Kushko. I love you so much. Lean back and then quietly leave.
Amazing.
You guys are able to disperse and continue for the day. The entire day is open to you. The Kirsabel are most of the Aarakocra are in levels of mourning. Many of them have painted their bodies with black ink of some kind. Some are clutching beads. Some are gathered in circles of like feverish prayer. The death of teacher Shara has hit them hard.
Oh, she's officially dead now?
She's dead.
Oh, shit.
What do you guys do for the rest of the day?
To be honest, avoid the sad people.
What did Jason just say?
Avoid the sad people.
Devoneth will avoid the sad the sadness because TBH she's having a reasonably okay time, and will bounce around whether or not she's going to go to the temple and sit and do the whole prayer meditation thing again. She's not sure.
Sol will help out people where he can, basically acting as the big buff dude with strong arms that can lift things, as he has been, because he doesn't really know any cool skills. And will also be like a shoulder to cry on for those who need it. And then that night he will go and try to contemplate and meditate again.
Okay. Jet. Kawashot.
Jet is actually going to take the day to essentially learn about the Aarakocra.
Okay.
I feel he'll get the language a little bit faster just because it's partially primordial.
Yeah, you're able to pick up on the what's it called again?
Arin.
Arin. Okay. I won't lie. That's why I didn't say it, because I didn't fucking remember how to say it.
Oh god, Arin. This is like the worst thing. So the avian language.
There we go.
You're able to pick up on the dialect, and by the end of the night, you've got a hankering down for the slang.
Jet. How do I say butt in art?
Culo. Sorry.
I'm just gonna not, because I had one and then she killed me on that one.
Koshak, what are you doing?
Kojak is going to be down in the workshop, showing the Aarakocra how to build the gates, how to weave the nets, so that way they're easier to tie down and don't go flying. Things like that.
The day seems to be reserved specifically for mourning.
Okay.
None of the Aarakocra you meet are going to have the
Energy.
ability. Yeah. Na, however, wants to spend every waking moment he can with you.
Oh, well, in that case, Cole is going to start teaching him Druidic and showing him how to take care of, simple herbs and things like that.
Na picks up pretty well. By the end of your sessions with Druidic with him, he's got the runes down and the styling and how to apply it.
We lost him, I think.
Oh
Hello.
no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Hello?
They just fucking died.
Hello.
God, I can't believe your partner is dead now.
I'm not dead.
I can still hear their voice.
While we wait for Muti to return into full, I love Jet and Kosh call because they just keep going back and forth between like being die-hard enemies, but also like
They're frenemies. They're best frenemies.
Best frenemies, yep.
They keep one-upping each other.
So how much of my thing did you hear?
like all of it, I think.
Okay.
I was just explaining that while teaching Na, he clearly gets frustrated with himself really easily and tends to kind of go into meltdowns. He'll kind of like shut in on himself, and it'll take a while to bring him out.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle that?
Whenever he seems to get really frustrated with himself, Cole will let Na kind of like have a moment to get frustrated about it, but then he'll give him a different way of doing it. If the one way didn't work and he got frustrated with it, say like he couldn't get the writing down because of some hand stroke or something, he would show him a different example of how to do it, because I feel like Druidic is really flexible like that. And so, yeah, if one way doesn't work, try another way and see if it does. And he's very patient and calm and encouraging the entire time.
It doesn't appear to make any noticeable difference to you, but you do a really good job. The night comes and go. Duvaneth, did you ever decide on what you were going to do for the day?
Yeah, so she spent time down in the forge, but didn't really make or do anything. She just went there because she figured for the most part she'd be left alone. But she is going to go to the temple tonight.
Okay. When you step down into the forge, Kushkal is there. It doesn't appear that there's any other like heavy canvas apron to wear, so she sort of like she kind of layered a bunch of fabric together and doused it in water. And when you walk in, she's not gonna talk to you, and if you ask her to leave, she will.
Oh, well, if she's already in there, when Duvaneth shows up, she has in her hand like a piece of parchment that she was sort of like idly like doodling almost on, and then when she sort of turns the corner and sees that Kushkal is there, she goes, "Silverwork, right?" And we'll go ahead and like stuff that parchment in her back pocket, and we'll take the princess's help to work on small items of silverworking, and then specifically prong work for holding gems and precious stones and things like that.
Cool. It works well. Kushkal clearly struggles. She doesn't have very delicate or graceful hands, and the prong work and just the delicacy needed to work on silver or gemstones is just not coming to her at all. It's almost as if her like hands are arthritic or something of that nature.
Mhm.
But she seems very hell-bent on one, not noticing it, not letting Duvaneth notice, and not using magic to compensate for it.
As Duvaneth realizes that it might be like a physical thing, what she will do, not instructing the princess to follow her or anything like that, she'll take like either like a large piece of metal or some of the bars that she had created in previous days and sort of stack two on top of one another and sort of use it as a rest for her hand, so she can sort of work from the wrist as opposed to like the elbow or shoulder, which would allow for like more finer control of whatever small tools she was working with.
That small change, there's kind of this brief moment, Kushkal's been getting a line in between her eyebrows, and all the telltale Kushkal signs of frustration and anger broiling up disappear. Like you put on the bars and kind of instruct her on how to work from the wrist, and it looks like a whole world has been opened up to her. She doesn't mention it, but there's definitely a lot of baggage taken off of her shoulders. Okay, and nobody does anything else for the rest of the day?
Not particularly.
Okay. I have to use the restroom again.
Oh no.
Drinking water be like.
I know, it sucks. It'll be quick, I'll be right back though.
Beverage run for me.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Jason went to grab a drink.
Oh, okay. Don't get back here for fast. We're about to get some one-on-one bonding, not between Kushkal and Giovanna, but
Bonding, question mark?
ooh, character growth imminent. Hopefully.
For whose character?
I guess it depends on the roles. And also, Koshak and Artis.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to
gonna
keep
be.
a sense of mystery.
There's gonna be a juicy conversational.
It is.
Oh hey, Ansel Elgort, my best friend just told me. I know we're still on stream, but my best friend just told me that Ansel Elgort might be a sexual abuser.
Oh no.
Unsurprising.
Let me quick look up who Ansel Elgort is.
He played that one dude
Yeah, I
in Ready
literally-
Player One.
yeah. Like when I first saw Ansel Elgort, I was like,
Oh.
that dude is not cool.
Also Baby
Anyways,
Driver, I think.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a creeper. Oh, he was the
so
dude in Fault in Our Stars.
we reach Run of Heroes. As Solidago and Juvanith are heading towards the temple, Artis is waiting by the door outside, and he'll kind of look at Juvanith and... Sister Juvanith, would you mind if I had a moment with Solidago?
Oh, not a problem, brother Artis. I'll just go on ahead inside. So,
Of course. I'll join you in a minute. So
You head inside? Okay. Artis will... he's kind of up against the wall, arms folded. I don't want to have a whole conversation about it, but I just wanted to explain my... Don't take things personally often. It's just been...
Shit's been real.
Yeah. I've spent a pretty large portion of my life trying to get back to my family and to my daughter, and I learned out in Waterdeep that I had have a son, and it's
Yeah.
it's
Uh-oh.
oh no.
You cut out for a little bit, but I think it was like it's basically been like it's been rough.
Is it on my part?
I think you're good now.
Yeah, you're good now, but
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a small cutout.
yeah.
It's like flooding right now in
Oh, yeah, it's
Fayetteville.
Or it was earlier. But continue. Basically, I saw it was rough. It's been rough, like right after his mentioned that he has a son.
Yeah, it's I just realized that both of my kids grew up without me, and it's
I feel you I understand the fear behind that.
yeah.
You met Alba. I don't know how much you know about, but I feel the fear not seeing my child grow.
Yeah. It's been really rough. Nessica's the closest thing, and she's gonna be gone soon too. And
Yes, she mentioned. I apologize if I was harsh. Cross the sea.
no, I mean he's a genocidal maniac, but there's no but. I don't have time. I want to get to Koshak, but I can't talk about Upteo with you. Just be gentle.
I am not sure how you mean that, but I will certainly try.
Okay. He'll lean off of the wall and pat. Shut up! He'll pat Solidago on the arm and also Kushkov, thanks. She mentioned you've been there for her. She's a good kid.
Yeah. I haven't known her very long. She is. And Soul is warm. Kind of nice feeling.
Right, well, I'm gonna go. And he's gonna dip.
Soul will give him a nod. Go ahead.
No, you're cutting out for me! I'm trying to have a bonding moment!
But Soul will... I can hear you fine, though, so... but Soul will sort of, like, back up into the temple and join.
When Soul joins Devon, she'll just sort of like casually, idly, not even acknowledging the situation outside, just mention, "Hope it rains again tonight."
Yes, it's quite nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Mm-hmm. This time, Soul will try to sort of like meditate the same way he did the first night, and time, he will also very quietly in Chulton. I don't. Let me know something.
The Arakakra monks have set out sleeping mats for the both of you. Previously, they had just kind of set out sitting mats, but now they've been anticipating your return. And while you guys meditate and think and pray, we join Kawashak up on the plateau. The air is thick and oppressive, charging with the energy of another thunderstorm. And when Artis approaches you, his hair is already beginning to sort of rise with static, and he's rubbing his knuckles, which I should have mentioned before, have
Names tattooed on them.
yeah, names tattooed across the front of them, and he's kind of rubbing them.
Oh, poor baby. He missed his wombat friends.
Hello, Mr. Artis.
Hello, Mr. Kawashak.
I didn't really have any good openers.
Neither did I. I've been thinking on them for a while, but I kind of wasted them on the last group I met.
I have to say that I would hazard you about asking Saja Mbaza about Rasnasi.
He'll glance over at Kawashak, and he'll just kind of close his eyes and go, fuck. He'll open them, and what's that?
What do you mean, what's that?
What do you need to hazard me about?
It would be... He has very strong feelings concerning her, and apparently if we talk to her about it, it'd be... she'd tell us to kill him. But then again, everybody's telling us to kill him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Saja's a Naga. You know the story between them, right?
Not entirely. That is something that kind of slipped between the cracks.
Yeah, it's a whole shit fest. I'm kind of surprised you guys are traveling with Eku. I know she's a good guide, but
Oh, we know about that. We saw the vision where she, gave him one last act of mercy before seeing him off, and now she's pledged to kill him, so there's that too.
yeah. She confided in me a little bit. Says she's gonna die this year and die trying to kill Rosnasi. It's a whole thing.
Well, that's noble, I'll say.
Coach Call tonight wants me to make snow happen. I have to wait until it's not storming so it doesn't blizzard, but she only just asked me during the day, but would you want to be there? She wants to have a snowball fight.
I mean, certainly, why not? I don't see any reason I couldn't be there. I don't have anything better to do.
Just had to ask.
You... Again,
Say that
chance
one
to
more
talk
time.
to you and say that you are definitely his type.
Oh, you mean the tall, brooding, handsome adventurer who... Damn it, are you cutting out?
Say like one more time.
No, you go first.
What I said was, you are definitely his type. You started going off about historical events during the breakfast today, and it just kind of struck me. That's why I laughed.
I guess it's good to know he hasn't changed that. Does he?
Yeah, he is.
Just, he might be into Duvanith too. Does he still have a thing for archers?
You know anybody with any specific skill can get his attention.
Yeah. You know what?
He's always collecting.
Was there anything else, or can I? Are you gonna stay up here for the storm?
I mean, why not? I do love a good storm. One particular adventure we went to recently, group of Grung now call me Stonecaller because of it, so I've grown to like them a little more.
That's kind of nice. I always thought the Grung were kind of cute. I mostly dealt with the goblins actually. Not that they talked to me as much because I was kind of responsible for killing their queen and almost half of their people. But
They have another queen, supposedly.
oh, well, I mean, I figured as much. Yeah, people
Also,
were... Yes,
artists,
Koshak.
did you come here just for Rasni? Is it a passing over thing, like you came to Chult because you had to run away from the Frost Giants and you figured, why not, kind of thing?
No, it was for the Ring of Winter. I spent my whole life searching for it. Brasnasi was just a kind of look over and kind of like roll his eyes, not in a dismissive way, but in a I really hate to admit this. He was just a stop. I mean,
Is that how it started out and how it ended, or just how it started out?
I couldn't tell you how it started. It, I,
With a not friend dance, I assume.
that was.
That was kind of cute, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he was a remarkably good dancer. I never was. No, that's not. That's not. No, I kind of have that thing for pretty faces. I have the tattoo of a woman I've never met on my bicep. Do you know Adaima? I've had it for like 30 years.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh god. Okay. I just. So I just kind of do that. I've been married 5 times.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. Pretty people do something to me, and I kind of. I mean, that's why I keep hanging around the Omoon royal family. Met Razan, and it's a whole thing. I almost thought I was Kushkal's father for a while.
Oh boy. Oof.
Again, it's like a Waterdeep. It's like mystery man.
To be sure.
I'm gonna put him into Descent into Avernus. It's gonna be completely different. I guarantee it.
To the questions concerning the group, I want to let you know that Rasni is also being affected by The thing that's happening, the dead course.
He told you? Did he? He lied about it, didn't he?
What? What do you mean?
Lied about it.
Lied about not being affected, or
Yeah, lied. Probably lied to you about. He's always had this thing for, you know, hiding injuries and other bits.
I know that.
Okay.
No, I had the displeasure of finding it out through my captor's secret book, and apparently this hatch. So
Yeah, that's rough, buddy.
shut up.
But
Can we get an oof in the chat? Oof. But I think he would be happy to see you again. All things considered.
Probably. Distance makes a heart fonder. I can't believe I'm saying that about Rosnacy. Oh, God, what does my life become? Fucking Christ. Do you know that my girlfriend, well, not my girlfriend, the woman I was co-parenting with was one of the Bara, a Mesra.
Really?
Yeah, she could possess dinosaurs and animals and talk to them. It was during the Batiri goblin attack on Mesro. There is it's a whole thing, but there's a four-armed steel gargoyle that had amassed to a great big size and was, devastating the city, flattened the garden center, and she possessed a Tyrannosaurus Rex and duped it out with them. It was crazy. Also, the prince could summon locusts. It's a fucking. I love Chult.
So the one beret. if Chult is a jungle and we have the beret, would you call them the green berets? Anyway. That's pretty fascinating, actually. Would you like to sit next to me?
Yeah, I'd like that. My dad's a green beret. Suck it. Artist will take a seat next to him. He is very cold.
Oh man, not the best first nursing. So Cole is going to look over at him and he's going to ask, how do you plan to get to Oralanga in a short amount of time?
I'm going to use this incredibly dangerous evil artifact that every time I think about it too hard, tries to tell me to bathe the whole world in ice so nobody can do anything evil again, and summon a polar bear. But a huge one. And then we're just gonna ride on its back.
Okay.
I usually take a Quetzalcoatlus.
I did not think that was where the conversation was going, but
Yeah, I mean, I could use bookmark, but it's after the. But I mean, with bookmark, I used to be able to travel, but after the whole spell plague thing, it became a lot more weaker. I used to just teleport everywhere. Maybe super lazy. Alessandra hated it. So did Rosnacy. But Alessandra would be like cooking in the kitchen, and I'm sitting in the living room, and she'd be like,
Interesting to let the rest of the group know. I just wanted to ask that.
"Oh, yeah." I don't get to talk to people a lot. Dragon Maid's heard just about everything. He's great.
He doesn't talk a lot, does he? He smells.
No, his level of speech is at a octave that the ears can't comprehend. I actually did a study with this, and not even the dragons, well, at least half dragons. I asked Cinder. I haven't been able to meet an actual dragon who would be willing to sit with me patiently enough to run some experiments. But yeah, it's just on an octave, and it's also the dialect and. We'll kind of look at Koashok, kind of waiting for him to tell him to hush, and then it's a whole thing. But he can understand common. He just, yeah.
Okay. Are you used to being cut off often?
I don't get to talk to people a lot, so by the time I do, I usually have a lot to say. Things have been getting weird.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Well, then, how about for the next however long until the rain hits, you sit here and you tell me about things I prompt you with in between 5-minute diatribes.
I like that a lot, Koashok.
So, tell me about Saja and Baza and the entire thing with Rasni, and then we can cut off.
Okay, so it's, I think, 808 AD, and Artis is going to launch into a very long-winded story where he explains how the sewer system of Mesra was currently being dug, and it was leading to some strife on whether or not they should call in help from. He explains the sewer system in Mesro for 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
And then he brings up Orlanga. And he uses the sewer system as a sort of metaphor for Mesro's class system, which then brings us to Orlanga, which had a stricter class system, and where we try to make a very long-winded Les Miserables joke. Essentially, Artis explains that Saja was using her abilities as a diviner to sort of manipulate things into happening that she wanted to happen. Rosnasi appeared and basically jailed her and set off a chain of events that led to Orlanga collapsing and everyone being killed in hellfire or sort of like dispersing. It's a mess. And then the night passes uneventfully. Neither of you have dreams. Jet? Am I getting feedback?
We're just quiet.
Oh, okay. Jet, it's probably around 3 a.m. that you... Who disappeared?
Jason, I think.
No, me. I accidentally brought my phone too close to my cat and she turned it off.
Jet, it's around 3 a.m. that you get a sending that wakes you up, and it's Tyrion. And he's saying, "Hi, Jet. Wanted to send you a message, let you know that I'm okay. Nothing is wrong. Don't come to Aldani Basin. Please, love you." And that's it.
Can Jet insight?
No, it is a sending. Unless you can insight sendings.
Well, he
I'm
can
gonna
hear
rule
the.
no.
Yeah.
for the-
No, that's fine. I was gonna say he can hear the voice, so I would assume he could hear how he's talking.
There's also all the different social cues, though.
It's fine. No, it's fine. Just because I would assume he said it that way, so that way because he was counting at the same time, so it's hard to tell.
It was definitely carefully worded, and it's not how Tyrion usually talks to you. He tends to be very long-winded in his sendings to you, and for the past while, he's been very short. In general, he's a very long-winded man.
Yeah.
But he's attractive, so it doesn't matter.
Man, Fish, what is it with you and long-winded men this campaign?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm bold of you to say this campaign.
All the women in my campaigns are like bold, nuanced, diverse, beautiful, courageous, ambitious, etc., etc. And then like all of my men are like, please, may I have a crumb of pussy, ma'am.
Wow.
Just a crumb of coochie.
All your men are simps.
Instead of in love with a strict machine, it's in love with a simp machine.
Jet, you do not get a message back.
What are you doing?
He's about to go to sleep.
No, I'm talking. I was looking
Oh,
at Rin.
I was gonna
It says
say.
Rin.
Yeah, Niji is cat sitting right now, so it
Oh.
wasn't obvious.
Sorry, I'm typing this out.
In the meantime, you guys wake up in the morning. Roll a d6 for the jug.
I rolled last time.
Let's end on ominous sending and jug.
Dragged. So while they're talking, well, no, you can keep doing your thing. I'll be like, did you have any dreams last night, Devon?
Duvanith will be sort of lost, and she'll say, no, frankly, I didn't really try as hard as I did last night.
Well, unless Octave's trying to tell me something about going to a secondhand store and buying a wig for Jet because he's balding. I'm not sure.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, he was also a grung, so
Jet was a grung, or the person running the secondhand store was a grung?
Jet was. You were actually the one running the secondhand store.
Got it. Where was the secondhand store?
I'm not sure. I think it was in Baldur's Gate.
What district? Do you know offhand, or?
Outskirts somewhere.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's a dream.
That's really weird. My mom runs a business selling like weird, like off-hand stuff, so that was kind of on the nose. I don't know if she'd ever sell the wig though.
Possibly. Is your mother based out of Baldur's Gate?
No, but like,
the family business.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's franchising. I don't know what she's up to.
Yeah, I think it was just a plain old dream. It felt like it, at least. Not like how the last time I had a dream was.
Mm.
Maybe next time we should try meditating apart.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just enjoyed the rain on the monastery again.
Yes,
It's really
that
nice.
was nice.
Reminded me of the greenhouse at Castle Never and getting trapped in there, and it's a storm where you're dry but you feel like you're in the middle of it. It's nice.
I didn't realize that you've been to Castle Never.
Oh, yeah. No, I was there every day for hell, like 10 years of my life.
Impressive.
Not really.
So the princess is going to pour from the jug, and as the water's sort of collecting around and slipping through the cracks in the floor, much like it did in Dungrang Lang, but this time better, an image begins to take form. And what you see is a very young Jabal. We're talking way young. No older than maybe 20 or something like that. A very unnervingly fresh face, clear of the scarring or age that he has now. And he's sitting in the back of a canoe, rowing it. Treasure and bags are piled around his feet, and he's sort of being used to prop up a bunch of weapons. Tailing behind him are several other canoes filled with people that are tied to his, and the entire vision is him rowing and rowing and rowing as resentment and anger just kind of like fester and grow and harshen the lines of his face, and it'll come to a head when a elven woman with dark hair will kind of lean forward from one of the canoes, almost tipping the whole thing over, to put a hand down on Jabal's shoulder, and she's kind of about to say something, and he'll bring his elbow up and bop her in the back of her face, and the vision will end.
Oh, ouch.
So those are people trying to smuggle Chultan artifacts out of Chult.
By the way, Jack got
Sir-
one more sending off before he went to bed.
Yeah, we see.
I'm wondering if that's the expedition that Jabal was the only one left from.
Possibly. I wouldn't blame him. They seem kind of like assholes.
Yeah.
But also not really.
I can't say. I just feel as if he was helping these people, or maybe he was forced to help these people try and get all those treasures to port, and he just ended up regretting it.
This is probably a part of... So, you know, Sherpas?
What?
Out of character, yes, I know what a Sherpa
Yes,
is.
of course.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those types of situations.
Oh, let's go to Mount Everest. It's so exotic.
Yeah, and then let's let the people that we hire along the way for not enough money do all the work. Sherpas are basically the people that travel up Mount Everest and carry all the shit for the rich white people.
Got it.
They are absolute units. Like
Yeah.
They're also like
I've seen like a documentary of going up, and then how those fuckers like go up there like no problem every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're also like the leading So I looked at a statistic thing of like all the deaths on Mount Everest, and almost every single time they would hire a guide, and the guide is like, okay, yeah, don't go this season. And they're like, well, we're gonna make the climb. And the Sherpa, I don't know what the other term is, but that's not like the appropriate term.
Mhm.
And they're like, okay, I guess I'll go with you. And then everyone dies, but you know who they only care about? The rich
The
white
whiteys.
guy.
Yeah. Hashtag they trying to do it for the gram, and it's problematic.
Exactly.
Man, I can actually like. It gets me so heated because everyone's like, this British guy made up Mount Everest 3 times, and there are literally Sherpas who are like, I did it 12 times
Yeah.
without oxygen, without man-made equipment.
You're not special, dude.
Anyways, that is going to be it for today's session. You guys have a lot to decide.
Ooh, baby.
I don't really even
Oh,
know.
Cole would also let the group know that Artist said he was gonna summon a polar bear and they were gonna ride it all the way to Orlunga.
I have questions about that, but now doesn't seem to be the time.
All right. Thanks for everybody who came out. We got subscription, 2 new followers, and a random 100 bits. So thank you
What does
everybody
that
who came out. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean our follower count is 69?
Our follower count is 68.
Oh,
dang
come
it.
on.
You need one more follower and then no more followers ever.
Unless you want to get us a bulk amount of followers to get us to 420. That's...
I like that idea. Chat, get on it.
Okay.
All right.
Love you guys.
Have
Bye,
a good night.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.